You received a new seller lead online, but you want to know exactly what to do from beginning to end. I have a flowchart for you. So I quickly created this flowchart where you get a new seller lead and you want to figure out what to do between there and listing agreement. The specific use case was for a lead from a lead source called Celebrity Agent, but this applies to any lead type. So first we need to figure out the trigger. First, that was figured out with how to push the lead over to your CRM. This specific use case, they use Zapier to push over the lead to their CRM, Follow Boss, and the new contact is created. So first you need to figure out how do you get the lead into Follow Boss. You can use Zapier, API integration, or email parsing. So phase one, we need to qualify the lead. So identify the type of lead inquiry that's coming into your CRM. Are they requesting a home value report and it's going to be a custom report you need to create? Are they automatically receiving one? Is it a general inquiry? Are they already connected with you because it was a phone call? That is going to decide what happens at the initial point where you either initiate a campaign for that specific type of inquiry where it says you say something automatically through the lead flow, something like, thanks for requesting your home valuation report. I'm going to start working on this. Would it be helpful if we connected after this report is complete so we can go over this? If they auto receive a report, you can send something like, thanks for viewing my home valuation report. It's automated and is not always crystal clear. So would it help if we scheduled a call and I created a custom report for you? Now, once you make connection with the person, you need to make sure, even if they reply back via email, you actually have a conversation. You need to determine the type of seller they are and the timeline readiness. So how do we do this? First, what is their profile? Are they an investor, an upsizer, a downsizer, or moving to a 55 plus community? Did they come in as a FSBO expired? Are they going to be only considering off market? Are they also needing to buy? Are they only selling? Are they relocating? That's going to determine what you do next in your CRM. Either going to determine what you do. So the assigned agent who receives the lead is going to tag the lead based on the client type and update the stage. So for example, if you speak to the person and they determine that they are warm and they're not ready to sell anytime soon, maybe 3 to 6 months out, you would move them to the warm stage. And then we are qualifying them as a luxury seller. But that could be the same for identifying them as an upsizer. You would use that tag instead. Once that happens, then the CRM auto initiates a long-term campaign that nurtures them with educational content and adding value and building trust along with check-ins. Beyond that, you want to leverage your tech stack. Add the lead to any supplementary tools you have available or considering adding supplementary tools to increase your touch points and conversion. So here are some examples. RealScout, you can send market reports, buyer reports, and seller reports. Fello, seller reports. Rooster, this is a typo here. This is for buyer engagement. And then, of course, if you just have an IDX provider and they're needing to buy, set them up on buyer alerts. Use remarketing tools, StreetText, with Meta, aka Facebook and Instagram. You can also look at doing remarketing on Google. Then, what does the agent do? Use smart lists or smart filters. For example, if the stage is warm 3 to 6 months, we prompt the agent to call every 30 days. If the stage is hot, we prompt the agent to call every 7 days. No need for manual tasks. Then that will keep happening over and over again while the lead is being nurtured until they become a client. We have a twofold setup. Once someone is ready to list, we activate both automated communications and transaction management. What does that look like? We have automated email sequences that sends educational content, what's next, motivational content, and then of course you can supplement with your own market updates using one of those tools I mentioned earlier. Then we also use the CRM for transaction management. We use automations to handle the checklist, the tasks, and the communications for either a virtual assistant, a transaction coordinator, or if you're doing that yourself. Checklists and tasks to auto-create per deal stage. It's automatically triggered when you change the deal. You need to add the information to custom fields, which are then used as merge fields in the email templates. The TC or VA or whoever is in charge of those tasks is prompted whenever the stage changes with the email templates preloaded for review before sending. And that is all. And we go through this whole thing from beginning of signed contract all the way to closed. And then beyond this, beyond what shows here in this flow chart, we share a post-closing plan. We start a post-closing plan and a home anniversary plan. So if you would like a full breakdown of what this all looks like, then comment the word cheat sheet. I'm going to send you a link to our cheat sheet that goes even more in depth than what I showed you on this screen share. And I'll share with you exactly what it would do for every stage, for every lead type, for every client type from beginning to end.